Siti Syarifah opened the door and curtsied politely before the Sultan. "Beautiful girl, you should not let me wait out here that long," the Sultan said. "Pardon me, my lord. But please come inside and have some rest. I hope we will have fun tonight," Siti Syarifah replied, and she led the Sultan away from the door and from Hulubalang. As the Sultan was about to sit down, he saw Hulubalang that was posing still as a statue. "Hey, is that my Hulubalang?" he asked. "No, my lord, that's just a statue. It looks very much like Hulubalang, so we bought it recently." Siti Syarifah was hoping that the Sultan, because of his weakening eyesight and the dim lighting in the room, would not be able to see that Hulubalang was shaking terribly. Siti Syarifah had to use all her charm to take the Sultan's attention away from the statue. And so she said, "My lord, why don't you play a game with me?" "Oh well. Okay, beautiful girl, what kind of game do you want to play? You know, I might be a little old, but I can still do whatever you want me to," the Sultan replied. "Great then, let's play horsey. See if my lord is still strong enough to let me ride on your back," Siti Syarifah dared the Sultan. Feeling his manliness was being challenged, the Sultan immediately agreed. And following Siti Syarifah's instruction, he got down on his hands and knees. Without hesitation, Siti Syarifah sat and put her whole weight on the Sultan's back, and started telling him to move around the room. But it appeared that Siti Syarifah was not playing. When the Sultan slowed down, she would hit him real hard with her fist and tell him to keep moving. Siti Syarifah had the Sultan going around the room several times. And in the meantime, his 3 government highest officials watched silently with horror what was going on in front of their very eyes, especially when the Sultan with Siti Syarifah were getting very close to where Hulubalang was posing as a statue. Hulubalang was getting very tired. His arms were about to give up. He was perspiring profusely. Tuan Kadi was also witnessing the whole thing from inside the box, and somehow he sensed something ominous was about to happen, but he could not put his finger on it. The evening was creeping ever so slowly, and Raja Muda was getting very hungry, and he came up with what he thought was a pretty good idea. Very quietly, he crawled out from under the tablecloth, when the Sultan and Siti Syarifah were moving away to the other direction. He grabbed one of the spears that were used as decoration on the wall, and while his eyes were looking at the direction of the Sultan, he thrusted the spear, aiming for the fruits in the fruit bowl that was held by Hulubalang. But unfortunately he missed the intended target, and the sharp blade of the spear pierced Hulubalang's nose instead. And not knowing what hit him, Hulubalang felt a horrendous pain on his nose. And with a horrifying scream, he fell backward, throwing the fruit bowl and the lantern up into the air, which then crashed onto the floor with such an awful racket. The Sultan was so startled he threw Siti Syarifah off his back, who went rolling on the floor. For a few seconds, there was a complete silence, as everybody was trying to recover their senses. It was Hulubalang who arose first, and immediately he scampered out the door into the night. Behind him trotted Raja Muda, who could not run as fast as Hulubalang. The Sultan tried to rise slowly and painfully, and Siti Syarifah remained on the floor as she watched them. Finally, the Sultan got up and he walked out unhurriedly, as if trying to salvage whatever dignity he might still have left. Siti Syarifah sent a messenger to tell Tunu Tama that he could come home now. And while waiting, Siti Syarifah tried to ignore the pleas from Tuan Kadi inside the wooden crate. "My kind lady," Tuan Kadi begged pitifully, "please let me go." "Well, my lord, I am going to wait until my husband gets home. and I'll let him decide just what to do with you," Siti Syarifah said rather coldly. When Tunu Tama got home, Siti Syarifah asked him to sit in the back porch so Tuan Kadi would not be able to listen to their conversation. She told Tunu Tama in detail what happened that evening. She then proceeded to instruct Tunu Tama about what to do with Tuan Kadi. Tunu Tama listened with nothing short of amazement at the most astute plan presented by his wife. And he began to prepare everything for the big thing in the morning.